What's going on, guys? It's Hades and I'm back with another video, and today I'm going to be making a tier list based on the best Evo units and the requirements you need to get them. A lot of the Evo units right now, I'm not going to say anything right now, but a lot of the Evo units are actually pretty busted. Like if you have them, they're probably the best in your lineup. So I do suggest getting most, if not all, well, maybe not all, because there are three of them, maybe four that are lacking, but still they're all pretty nice to have. All right, so to start it all off, here, let me bring this down, and hold on, let's fix that. Okay, let's see. So first of all, right, we have six different tiers for the different characters that we have down here. As you can see, I have Broly, Sung Jin Woo, Shadow, Prime Whitebeard, Gon, Zoro, Troy, Doflamingo, Gojo, Megami, Goku, and Piccolo. And I'm gonna start off with the Don't Bother. These are the ones that I was talking about before. Like, sure, it's nice to have all the Evo units, but these three, they're kind of, you don't really need them. And I'm gonna go with Piccolo, Goku, and Megumin. Out of the three of them, I think Megumin is the best. I'm not really too sure though, because I don't really have her Evo. I don't have any of these three Evo actually, as a matter of fact. But the rest of them, I do have them Evo. Alright, and for Decent, I'm gonna actually put two at a time on Decent because I have two people that I want to place on Decent, and I'm gonna showcase what they do, and I'm gonna show you guys the requirements you need to get them. So for Decent, I think I'm gonna have to put Gojo and Doflamingo on there. Because yeah, Gojo does a lot of damage, but he has a straight, like a line attack. So in my opinion, that's not too good. It's really situational based. But the reason why he's not in Don't Bother is because of his time stop ability. And if you have three of them, honestly, you're set. You can level any shiny units you want for days. And same thing with Doflamingo. He's not a good unit, but I wouldn't say don't bother getting him, because if you can't get someone like Zoro or something, he's a good bleeding unit to replace him. And he also applies Tiki, which is pretty good. Alright, now let's move on to their showcase. Alright, so I have the two units in my loadout right now, and I also have Drags and Bulma just to show off their max damage and their range, I guess. So I think for the map, I'll go with... No, I don't think we'll beat Aishu. Let's go with Orange Town, I guess. Alright, here. I'm actually just gonna get it started, and I'll come back when both of them are maxed out. Alright, so I got them both maxed, and with Doflamingo, you can place 5 of them down, which I guess is not too bad, but his final damage, mind you, it's only level 55, but his max damage is 13.47k with 4.25 second SPA, 37 range, and 0 crit because he only has Alkaid. But yeah, the 5 placement on him is really good because when you bring him in dungeons and you place him, not place him by the boss, but place him down after the boss is already like around halfway, he pretty much gets lacerated up instantly because it's a 4.25 second cooldown and there's 5 of them, so you really get it up instantly. And for Gojo, his max damage is 1.05 mil, which honestly is pretty good, like I said. But the only issue with him is he is a line AoE, which is very situational based, and I know a lot of people don't like that. Me personally, I don't like it, but it is what it is. He also has a 6 second SPA, 36 range, and 20% crit, but that's because I have Savior on him. And also, he does have an ability, Infinite Void. Here, let me turn on effects for that. And it's basically just his domain expansion, pretty much. And if any unit is caught in it, not like, so if there are new enemies walking in, they won't get frozen, but if they're already in the range when I pop it, then they'll be frozen for I think 8 seconds. And now with drags, so Gojo doesn't get affected by gold drag, so his I think they still haven't fixed that. He might be affected by it, but his actual range of attack doesn't get affected by it. Let's see. So let's start off with gold. Oh, whoa, wait. Okay, so see how his range is all the way out here, but his attack only goes to like right here. Yeah, it's a little broken right now. He shouldn't be affected by gold drag, but oh well. Let's see his range. So his range is also really good. It's at 75 right now with gold drag, which I think it's pretty decent. All right, now let's see both of them with the buff dragons. With both drags up, the green and red, he does 5.5, or whoa, 5.54 million damage, which it is really good. But like I said, it's a line unit, which I don't really like. But with Doflamingo, it's 70k, and he has, it's just like a little AoE, and anyone in it will get the bleeding effect and sticky. So it's not too bad. But alright, let's move on to the next one. So for the next tier, I have high DPS and good effects. For that, I'm gonna put Troy Mustard, Roy Mustang, and Zoro. So they both have real. Okay, so Zoro doesn't really have high DPS, but compared to the other units, he does. But yeah, so both of these units, they have really good DPS, especially Troy, and they have really good effects, which Troy does burning, and Zoro does bleeding. But out of these two, I will put Troy above Zoro because Troy does, I think, 16 mil damage with red and green drag, and he gives 3 stacks of burn when he's fully maxed out. Alright, so I'm going to show off Troy's stats first. I already did a video on him. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go check it out. It goes into more details with what he does and everything else. Alright, anyways, for Roy Mustang, he does right now, so he does 372k, but he hits 3 times, and on the last hit, he does double the damage of the previous 2 hits. So that means you just multiply this number by 4. And with that, you get, one second, basically 1.5 million. And he has 2 placement, so you can have 2 of them down, which basically means that it's around 3 million. And now with Zoro, I only have him 5 right now because when he's max, he does a huge tornado, and it kind of gets in the way of the, showcase. But now let's do, okay, what's his 44? Now let's hit gold drag, should just double it. Now it's 88, and let's see what it looks like. So it's pretty much the whole map for Orange Town, at least. I know there are way bigger maps than this, but for dungeons, PvP, or even infinite, Troy would be really good because of the incinerate that he can apply at the start. And let's see how much damage he does with both drags. So with both drags, that's 1.95, which, let's see. So 1.95 times 4 equals to exactly 7.8 million. And then you just multiply that by 2, it's around 15.6 million, which, close enough to 16 million. But yeah, before the buff, Troy was really weak, and now he's one of the best units out there. So I do highly suggest getting him if you haven't already. He's a really good burn unit, which then turns into incinerate, because like I said before, he does hit 3 times, and with each attack, he inflicts burn. I can't really show it off right now because they die a little too fast, but yeah. Anyways, so does Zoro. Let's see. So Zoro and max upgrade. So as you can see right now, he's line, but when you upgrade him, he turns into a full AoE with honestly a really huge range. Actually, it's only upgrade 1. But alright, so with Zoro, I don't think he does multi-hit, but it makes up for it with the huge AoE that he has, and a full AoE bleeding unit is honestly pretty crazy. I know Denji is technically full AoE, but his range is way too small for it to be actually good. But yeah, Zoro's also 2 placement, and at max he does 225k, or basically 226k. So he does around 500,000 damage, 452,000 to be exact. But let's see how much he does with both drags. Actually, you already saw the with gold drag how big his full AoE is, but let's see, with both drags he does 1.18 million. So with both of them at max, it's going to be around 2.36 million, which is not bad because like I said before, he is full AoE and he stacks bleed. But yeah, so moving on to the next tier, for the really good tier, I want to say from here on out, these units, it's actually like I know I have must have up here, but these next 3 tiers, I do highly suggest that you get all of these units that I have down here. But for this one, I'm gonna have 1 person, or I guess 1 unit, and that's gonna be Dark Gone. The only reason why I don't have him higher is because compared to the other units that I have down there, he doesn't really do as much damage or is as good as either of them. So I'm just gonna put him a tier below all four of them, but that doesn't make him bad. If anything, he's still one of the best units out there. But I want to say Dark Gone is probably one of the harder Evos to get. Well, other than Sung Jin Woo, because you know you have to get him from the raid, and then you have to get the mats to get him. But that's another story. With Gon though, he has two separate Evos. You have to get him from the rare Gon to adult Gon, and then to Dark Gon, which is a lot of mats and a lot of dungeon grinding. But yeah, let's move on to his showcase. With Dark Gon, I guess he's one of the better starting units that doesn't have a nuking ability. Cause off rip he does, hold on, let me show you real quick. Oh, at the start he already does 147k, which yeah, he's level 90, but getting him level 90 in my opinion is worth the grind. But after the fourth upgrade, so here's his third upgrade, he's still a circle AoE, and then you hit the fourth upgrade and now he's full AoE. Which in my opinion, the fact that he's full AoE with this much damage at the fourth upgrade is insane. But here, let's get him maxed out, and at max he does 1.03, and you just multiply that by 2 because he has 2 placements, and so it'll be around 2.06. Alright, now let's see. I'm pretty sure he does get affected by drag, or gold drag I mean. But yeah, so his circle becomes insanely huge. And let's see him with the red and green buffs. Okay, so he does 5.45 million. And with 2 that's around 10.9 million. But yeah, so the Titans are coming in because I have Titan Serum on him. He doesn't normally do this. This isn't like a secret passive that he has. But even without it, he's just really good. Actually, Titan Serum isn't even really good right now. Look at the amount of HP that summons. I think it's bugged. I don't know. They might be doing something with that. I'm not too sure. But yeah, if you want to grind any Evo units, I highly suggest Gon, because he is one of the best starter units that, you know, doesn't have a nuking ability. But also he's just good all around. With, if you have all the drags on him, his AoE is insane, his damage is crazy, and his SPA 2.8 is also insane. If you do get him though, I suggest you get Majestic instead of Savior, because with Majestic, in my opinion, you get more value out of it because you can still place 2 down, you can cover more of the map, and you do more damage that way, at least in my opinion. But alright, next up we have the best early rounds. And for the best early rounds, I'm gonna have to put Prime Whitebeard and Shadow. Honestly, I like Prime Whitebeard better, but I think Shadow is better in terms of damage. The only reason why I like Prime Whitebeard better is because his AoE is a lot bigger than Shadow's when it comes to their abilities. But like I said, Shadow does more damage, but Prime Whitebeard covers a bigger area. So up to you guys whether you want to get Whitebeard first or Shadow. Yeah, let's get on with their showcase. I'm actually going to start from the first round because I want to show you guys their ability and all that stuff. But yeah. Okay, so they are a little expensive to place down to start, but if you have a Savior Bulma level 50, you can just instantly get it. But here, let me show you his ability. It should insta-kill this. Okay, yeah, so it does, I think, 15 times the base damage. I'm actually not too sure on that, but here, let's place down our Whitebeard right here, and let's pop his ability. But yeah, so back to Shadow. His ability, I'm pretty sure, does 15 times its actual the base damage. So if he was doing like 53k, his ability would be around, let me check real quick. His base ability would be around 802k, which is honestly really good. And the only thing I don't like about him though is that his, the cooldown for his ability is way too long, which kind of sucks. But oh well. Now let's hit Prime Whitebeard ability again. With Prime Whitebeard, whenever you hit his ability, you always just want to spam upgrade. Same with Shadow. Every time you hit his ability, it's always just, you click it and then you just spam upgrade until you can't anymore. But alright, let's try and get these guys max level, and I'll show you the damage they do base without the ability. and with the ability. Okay, I actually did not realize how expensive Shadow's last upgrade is. For his last upgrade, it's 120, which is a little crazy. To be fair, I don't really use the shiny version because on this account, I kind of just have him off to the side collecting dust. For what reason? I don't know. He's a really good unit. I just put him to the side because I still do need to level him up. He's only level 50. But once I get him to like level 70 or something, then I'll start using him again. But alright, let's get his max upgrade. And for his max upgrade, he has 633.94k. And according to, I don't even know who says it's times 15. I just hear a lot of people saying it. So let's do that. Let's take his damage and then multiply it by 15. And that's going to be around 9.5 million. Which I don't think any of these enemies even have that much. But let's see. It should just insta-kill everyone off the first, yep. And then, so with Shadow, his ability procs 3 times, I believe. And with Prime Whitebeard, his procs 4 different times. But alright, so his does 9.5, and let's see Whitebeard. So he's at 1.29 mil, and I'm pretty sure, according to Wiki at least, I'm actually not 100% sure, but apparently it's times 3. I don't think it is, because his ability, I'm pretty sure, procs 4 different times. And if it does proc 4 times, that's around, what, 5.2 mil? But if it only procs 3 times, no, 4.2 mil. But if it only procs 3 times, then it's 3.9 mil. But here, let's hit the ability. Okay, hold on. Let's actually turn on sound, because I'm pretty sure with the sound you can hear that it procs, what do you call it, 4 different times. Let's wait for the cooldown. Alright, so his cooldown's back up, and it should have the audio cue of it hitting 4 times. I could be wrong though. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it does hit 4 times. So it's going to be multiplied by 4, which then equals to around 4.2 million, I think. Yeah. And now let's see it with drags. So gold drag on either of them don't really matter, because one with Shadow, it doesn't affect him, and with Whitebeard, it just doesn't really matter too much. You only use these two for their abilities anyways. But let's see him with gold drag and, or not gold drag, red drag and green drag. So 3.32 million. Let's multiply. So at max, or not max, or I guess it is max upgrade. Max upgrade, Shadow with both drags at level 50 does around 50 mil damage, which I don't think enemies even go that high in terms of HP. Maybe in dungeons, but definitely not Floria or even the raids. But then again, in raids they have tank enemies which take reduced damage from abilities, which kind of sucks. But everyone was just spamming Whitebeard, so raids were too easy. They're still easy, but I guess it's gotten better. But let's see, with Prime Whitebeard he does 6.78, and we multiply that by 4 and it's around 27 million. Oh, okay, round ended. But here, let me bring this down. Yeah, with Prime Whitebeard, he does around 27 million. But the difference with Shadow and Prime Whitebeard is that Prime Whitebeard's range is a lot bigger than Shadow's, which is why out of the two, he's better in my opinion. Also, the cooldown on his ability is just a lot shorter. Alright, for the last tier, the best unit I think that's out in the game right now are Sung Jin Woo and Broly. Obviously, Sung Jin Woo just came out, and in my opinion, he's a lot, or I wouldn't say a lot better than Broly, but what Sung Jin Woo has that Broly doesn't is that in 2 of Sung Jin Woo's forms, or I guess paths, he has effects. He has Poison for his Assassin, and he has Electrify and Bleed for his Commander path. Summoner doesn't have any effects because he just summons according to how many kills, or according to the kills that other people get or other units get. But what makes Sung Jin Woo really broken in my opinion is his Assassin path. I know a lot of people like the Commander path a lot better, but for me, I think Assassin path is really good because of the Poison, which turns into Intoxicated, and it deals damage based on percent health. And with Sung Jin Woo, he also has pretty much like a 90% uptime, which means he's just constantly attacking. Broly, on the other hand, even though he doesn't have status effects, he still top tier with some of the highest DPS you'll see in the game. I don't remember exactly how much he does at max, but I do have him level 90 with Savior, plus he has the Lucidator artifact. So I think right now, Broly is a little better than my Sung Jin Woo. But once I get Savior on Sung Jin Woo, then Sung Jin Woo is definitely going to be a lot better. Alright, so for the last two showcases, I'm going to do them separately. Just because, you know, they're the best units in the game and I want to actually get to show them off a little bit. Alright, so now I have Broly maxed and I have money for all three drags. But at max with nothing, no buffs, he does 1.3 mil damage. And the thing about him is he hits 4 times, or no, not 4 times, he hits 5 times. So that's 1.3 million times 5, which is around, I think 6.5 million. Which, for 6.5 million and full AoE, that's so busted. Just throwing it out there. It's so, I'm pretty sure he's getting nerfed soon, I'm not too sure. But if they don't, he's gonna be up there for a while in terms of best units. But if you have Broly on your team, like your loadout, it's criminal if you don't bring Gold Drag, because with Gold Drag it extends his range to pretty much the entire map. Like, you see how big his range is now, but watch, when I hit Gold Drag, it's literally the entire map, and he's full AoE and hits 5 times. So if you have Broly and you have him in your loadout, also bring in Gold Drag. But now let's see him with the other buffs, with Red and Green Drag. So now it's 6.84 million, and then we multiply that by 5, which is 34 million. Because, yeah, he has 5 times, so 34 million. And since I have Savior on him, he has a chance to crit. And he also has Lucidator, so whenever he crits, he does an extra damage to that unit, 50% of the damage dealt before. And I'm pretty sure that's going off of base damage, so it's going to be around 3.42 million that the enemy is getting hit with the artifact. But yeah, you can definitely see why I have Broly at the top tier, because his AoE is just insane. Gold Drag makes it even better, and with the other drags, his damage bumps up all the way to 34 million. But alright, let's back out real quick and let's see what Sung Jin Woo does and why he's better than Broly. So for Sung Jin Woo, he has 3 different paths you can choose from on placement. So he doesn't have a range displayed when you hover over him, unlike the other units, but when you place him down, you get an option to either pick Assassin, Commander, or Summoner. Which in my opinion, out of the 3, Summoner is probably the worst. It's not that it's bad, it's just a better Aaron, I guess. And second, I would say Commander. And in this, he summons 2 different units, Igris and Belian. And they both do really high, like, good damage. And I'm pretty sure Belian inflicts Bleed and Igris inflicts Electrify, which both effects are really good. But my favorite, and I think the best one, is Assassin. Because on the first 4 upgrades, I'm pretty sure it's the 4th upgrade, he does, he hits 4 times, and he has a chance to assassinate. So let's get him to his 4th upgrade. Where's Toto? What the? Here we go. Sell him real quick, and let's see if he assassinates this one. Okay, no, he just kills him. But let's try and get a better example. Alright, also, let's look at his animation real quick, because from his from this animation to his next one, it's completely different. But let's see. See, he assassinated. You can see like a big in big letters it just says assassinate. That's when you know he assassinated. Again, right there. But if he doesn't assassinate them, they'll definitely die from intoxicated. But look, assassinate, which those 2 pairings, assassinate and intoxicated, are honestly really good. But after you get his 5th upgrade, he does a different attack with a bigger AoE, and he hits more times. So right now he hits 4 times, but when you upgrade him, he loses his assassinate, but instead he rains down his swords. I'm pretty sure that's what those are, his swords, and they inflict not intoxicated, he inflicts poison on them, and it stacks really fast because he hits 8 times and he has crazy uptime. Here, let's get his final upgrade. So his final upgrade increases his range by a lot, and then his damage just goes crazy. So it's at pretty much a million, so just multiply that by 8, so around 8 million. And this is without drags, no drags. He does 8 million, and he does intoxicate, or he poisons them. Which, yeah, like I said before, that's super busted. But alright, now let's see it with gold drag. So it's at 50, it's going to be at 100. With just like Broly, it's pretty much the entire map, goes all the way out here. And with both red and green drag, he does pretty much 5 million, and multiply that by 8 is going to be around 40 million. So 40 million plus 100 range and deals poison. There's no way he's not the best unit. Like, I'm pretty sure everyone agrees with me when I say this, that Sung Jin-woo is the best unit, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be the best unit for a while, unless he gets nerfed, which I don't see that happening anytime soon because he did just come out and the raids are still happening, so people are still trying to get him. But if he gets nerfed, no one's really, or I guess less people are going to want him, and there's going to be no point in doing raids anymore. So yeah, but anyways, that's going to be it for the video. If you guys don't have any of the units that I showed off today, I do suggest, like I said before, I've said multiple times throughout the video, probably annoying with the amount of times I've said it, but get them. How many were there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, maybe not all 12, but you know, like 9 of them. Just the top 9, I guess. Just get them. If you guys want to get a full screenshot of the tier list I made, I'm going to put it up on the screen right now. And actually, let me add an honorable mention. He's not an Evo, but Shiny Todoroki is so good. Whenever I do like anything and I try to beat a map, he's always the first one placed down. As you guys saw with the Sung Jin-woo and Broly, he can just solo Aishu Infinite, or not Infinite, Aishu Hard by himself with the drags. But yeah, he does 161k at max, and if you look at his info, he does 2 times damage with his fire attack, and he does chilled and burning. So if you guys don't have him, try to get Todo Savior, or try to get Todo Shiny. But yeah, if you guys liked the video, make sure you subscribe and like. If you guys have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Also, if you guys have any video ideas, let me know, or join the Discord and just chat to me there. If you guys are also wondering about the giveaway, all the information is going to be down in the description below. But yeah, that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the next one.